Prepare yourself for an exhilarating adventure as we uncover 11 crucial elements you need to discreetly remove from your life. We encourage you to actively engage with us throughout this exploration, sharing your reflections on each subject and remaining with us until the very end. A transformative journey of knowledge and growth awaits. In the next few moments, you'll have the chance to delve deep within yourself, gaining a clearer understanding of your true essence. We firmly believe that the wisdom shared herein will illuminate and reshape your life. Let's begin our expedition. Point 1. When interacting with those who've caused you harm, there's no obligation to provide explanations. It's unnecessary to dwell on complaints, arguments, or the negative behavior of others. If someone's actions have disrespected and wounded you, even someone you once considered a close companion, it's best to move forward without seeking justifications. Maintain composure and rationality, focusing on your own personal evolution. Should a time come when this individual needs your assistance, a simple no suffices. If an explanation is required, offer one only if this person has demonstrated a lack of character and betrayed your trust. You are under no obligation to extend a helping hand. Therefore, avoid engaging in conflict or confrontation. Quietly removing this person from your life is the optimal course of action, as time will reveal the consequences of their choices. Concentrate on your well-being and let the future unfold as it may. When we allow ourselves to progress without the need for explanations or justifications, we exhibit profound self-respect and acknowledge our own boundaries. Remember, we are not obligated to interact with those who harm or undervalue us. Each of us deserves respect and appreciation for our authentic selves. By silently removing those who inflict pain, we make a courageous decision for our emotional well-being and personal growth, a growth that propels us toward a more genuine and fulfilling existence. Point 2. On occasion, you'll recognize the necessity of making choices, taking specific actions, or remaining true to your own path. This may involve relinquishing certain objectives to prioritize the path that aligns with your inherent nature. This is entirely natural, as we don't always attain every goal we set. Sometimes sacrifices are necessary. However, it's crucial to discreetly eliminate these non-essential targets without broadcasting your intentions. Leave no traces or clues, as this could compromise your primary strategy. Exercise intelligence in this process, quietly phasing out less important goals and implementing gradual changes in your life. While all options are on the table, proceed with discretion, safeguarding your plans and allowing authenticity to guide your decisions as you seek the path that best suits you. Point 3. In both friendships and romantic relationships, it's imperative not to divulge intimate details or disclose the reasons behind their termination. Shared intimacy is exclusive to you and the other person involved. Others have no need to know the reasons, nor do they have the right to be privy to conflicts or unpleasant situations, as this can only fuel rumors and exacerbate matters. When the urge to talk arises, converse with yourself and reflect on the events. The need to share could indicate lingering emotional wounds. Regardless of the circumstances, the appropriate course of action is to address these behaviors silently without involving others. If a problematic relationship exists in your life, eliminate it without publicizing the news. Keeping these matters private and handling them internally will facilitate acceptance and healing, preserving the privacy and dignity of all parties involved while prioritizing your emotional well-being with wisdom and discretion. Point 4. During moments of heightened tension, refrain from raising your voice in front of others and manage excessive frustration or anger. When upset, channel that emotion towards actions that yield positive outcomes. Utilize this energy as fuel to propel yourself towards your life goals and condition your body to cope with stress. Control your feelings, reflect upon them, and direct the accumulated energy towards endeavors that empower you. Proceed with caution and discretion as losing control during intense periods can expose vulnerabilities. Seek to discreetly alleviate tension by addressing problems, fulfilling responsibilities, and employing thought as an ally. Avoid broadcasting your troubles and instead cultivate gratitude for what and who is already present in your life. Find ways to silently release emotional pressure and strive for inner equilibrium and healthier approaches to overcoming challenges. Point 5. Refrain from sharing your judgments about others, and in fact, strive to eliminate such thoughts from your consciousness altogether. Seriously consider the image you project when you speak ill of someone. You could engage in meaningful dialogue or enrich a conversation, but instead you choose to taint the atmosphere simply to vent negativity. Avoid declaring your likes and dislikes and learn to be diplomatic. If you find someone disagreeable, distance yourself or strive for a tolerable coexistence. Always act intelligently. If a problem arises, seek dialogue and consensus. Discard any opinions or judgments you harbor about others. Regardless of your feelings, act diplomatically, demonstrating your adaptability to diverse environments and interactions. Maintain a respectful and empathetic stance in your interactions, fostering a harmonious atmosphere and healthier relationships. Point 6. Cease the constant comparison of yourself to others. Each individual has their own unique path, achievements, and successes that should be cherished without external reference. The detrimental habit of comparing our lives to those of others can negatively impact our emotional well-being and impede personal growth. It erodes our self-esteem as we risk falling into the trap of unfavorable comparisons, fixating on perceived shortcomings rather than recognizing our own strengths and accomplishments. When we habitually compare ourselves, we lose sight of our goals and desires, becoming distracted by what we believe we should have or achieve based on others' standards. This hinders our progress on our own journey and prevents us from reaching our individual goals. By eliminating comparison, we can cultivate gratitude for our circumstances and celebrate our own progress and growth. Remember, each person's journey is unique, and comparing yourself to others is neither fair nor healthy. We all possess different strengths, challenges, and paths. Instead of comparing, focus on personal learning and development. Point 7. Imagine your life as a captivating book filled with stories, lessons, and adventures. Now, envision social media as a vast library where countless other stories are shared every second. It's undeniably exciting, but there's a subtle danger lurking: constant comparison. As we browse through the polished pages of these digital narratives, we often find ourselves comparing our most challenging chapters to others' highlight reels. This comparison, often unfair and unrealistic, can lead us down a path of discontent and envy. To mitigate this, it's crucial to learn to limit our consumption of these digital stories. Imagine visiting this digital library with a clear purpose. You enter, seek out precisely what you need, whether it's connection, inspiration, or information, and then you leave, returning to the reality of your own book, the book of your life. How can you put this into practice? Begin by establishing specific times of day to check your social media instead of mindlessly scrolling at every opportunity, perhaps during breakfast, a work break, or before bed. This creates a structure that prevents social media from dominating your time and thoughts. Another effective strategy is to question your intention behind each online interaction. Ask yourself, am I seeking something constructive here, or am I merely passing time? This reflection can help differentiate productive use from aimless passive consumption. Furthermore, it's essential to recognize the signs that social media is negatively affecting your mood or self-esteem. If you find yourself feeling down after using these platforms, it might be time for a break. Use this time to reconnect with activities that bring joy and fulfillment in the real world, such as reading a book, engaging in a hobby, or simply enjoying nature. By embracing these practices, you not only safeguard your mental well-being, but also rediscover the beauty of your own story without the constant need for comparison. Remember, each of us has a unique path to walk, filled with highs and lows, triumphs and challenges. And that's precisely what makes each story, including yours, so valuable and unique. Point 8. We often find ourselves in a world where an individual's worth seems tethered to the perceptions of others. However, I invite you to explore the liberation that comes from breaking free from this relentless pursuit of approval. Envision yourself on a stage, bathed in the spotlight, surrounded by a crowd of expectant faces, each holding an opinion on how you should act, speak, and exist. Can you feel how stifling this can be? Now, visualize yourself stepping off that stage and entering a tranquil and serene space, a place where the only opinion that truly matters is your own. This metaphor illustrates the importance of recognizing and valuing your inner voice above all external noise. When we base our actions and decisions on the quest for approval, we drift away from our true selves and genuine desires. It's like perpetually trying to wear an ill-fitting outfit simply to please others. Reflect on the moments when you felt most fulfilled and content. They were likely times when you were aligned with your own values and beliefs, regardless of what others thought or expected. This is the essence of living authentically. But how can we integrate this into our daily lives? It starts with small steps. For instance, the next time you're faced with a decision, ask yourself, am I doing this because I genuinely want to, or because it's what others expect of me? Learn to trust your intuition and acknowledge your own desires and needs. Another powerful practice is strengthening your self-esteem. Value your qualities, celebrate your achievements, and learn from your mistakes. Remember, self-acceptance is an ongoing process, and every small victory counts. Finally, cultivate relationships that support and encourage you to be your best self. Surround yourself with people who respect your individuality and empower you to express your true essence. By freeing ourselves from the need for external approval, we open the doors to a more authentic and fulfilling path. It's a path that allows us to be the true protagonists of our lives, writing our own stories with the ink of authenticity and courage. Point 9. In both friendships and romantic relationships, it's crucial not to divulge intimate details or disclose the reasons behind their termination. Shared intimacy is exclusive to you and the other person involved. Others have no need to know the reasons, nor do they have the right to be privy to conflicts or unpleasant situations, as this can only fuel rumors and exacerbate matters. When the urge to talk arises, converse with yourself and reflect on the events. The need to share could indicate lingering emotional wounds. Regardless of the circumstances, the appropriate course of action is to address these behaviors silently, without involving others. If a problematic relationship exists in your life, eliminate it without publicizing the news. Keeping these matters private and handling them internally will facilitate acceptance and healing, preserving the privacy and dignity of all parties involved, while prioritizing your emotional well-being with wisdom and discretion. Point 10. Let's embark on an internal journey to explore how our expectations can shape and sometimes distort our perception of reality. Imagine your life as a grand adventure across a vast ocean. Each expectation is like a sail on your boat, helping to propel you towards your dreams and goals. However, when these sails are too large, when our expectations become unrealistic, they can steer us off course, leading us into turbulent waters of disappointment and dissatisfaction. Unrealistic expectations are like maps promising treasures that don't exist. They make us chase ideals of perfection in ourselves, others, and the situations we encounter. But the question we should ask ourselves is, are these ideals truly ours, or have they been imposed by external influences like society, culture, or even the media? To begin detaching from these expectations, we first need to recognize them. This requires honesty and introspection. Ask yourself, do these expectations lift me up or weigh me down? Do they reflect who I truly am and what I value? The next step is practicing acceptance. acceptance of who you are, where you are in your journey, and the circumstances beyond your control. This doesn't mean giving up on your dreams, but rather acknowledging and appreciating the process of getting there with all its imperfections and challenges. Furthermore, it's crucial to learn to set realistic and achievable goals that resonate with your true essence, not with an idealized image of success. This also involves celebrating the small victories along the way, acknowledging that each step, no matter how small, is valuable progress. Point 11. Now, we venture into a territory often overlooked in our daily interactions, yet one that significantly impacts our well-being and the relationships we cultivate: participation in gossip and the spread of negativity. In this segment, we'll explore how choosing to distance ourselves from these behaviors can not only improve our state of mind, but also enrich the quality of our relationships. Imagine every word we speak as a seed we plant in the garden of our lives and the lives of others. When we choose words of support, encouragement, and positivity, we plant seeds of kindness and understanding. Conversely, when we engage in gossip or negative talk, we're sowing weeds of misunderstanding, distrust, and conflict. Participating in gossip may seem harmless, even a form of social connection. However, in reality, it's a two-way street that leads to disrespect and devaluing others, as well as ourselves. Moreover, by focusing on negativity, we nurture a mindset that obscures our ability to see the good and positive around us. So, how can we steer clear of this path and choose a more positive one? First, it's crucial to be mindful of the conversations we engage in. When a dialogue starts to veer into gossip or unnecessary criticism, try gently changing the subject or highlighting something positive about the person or situation in question. Additionally, practice empathy. Before speaking or sharing something about someone, ask yourself, would I want this said about me? This simple question can be a powerful guide to keeping our conversations respectful and constructive. Another vital step is to cultivate a positive environment around you. Surround yourself with people who also value positivity and authenticity in interactions. Together, you can create a culture of mutual respect and support. Lastly, remember that change begins with you. By choosing not to partake in gossip and negativity, you're not only protecting your own integrity, but also setting an example for others. By embracing these principles in our lives, we can cultivate a more positive, empathetic, and resilient mindset, contributing to more genuine personal growth and more meaningful interpersonal relationships.